job ain't finished. The job ain't finished. Make sure you come ready to go this next week.
How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now, here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar. I am your host, Nick Athan. Joined alongside me, my friend and partner, Mr. Hense Todd with Bowtie Sports. Check out his show every Saturday, 1 o'clock.
I think the Rubik's Cube was back. I think it was back. It said JuJu was going to be back.
We do have a JuJu sighting in Kansas City. We'll get to that in a couple of minutes. But first up, let's talk about our corporate sponsors that keep the lights on here at Four Guys in a Bar, the Chiefs Blitz podcast. First up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for somebody who can help you navigate through the real estate market right now, if you're looking to buy or sell a house, give Eric a call at 816-729-3785. As everybody knows our story, he helped my wife Emily and I find a house. It took 9 months, took 2 months to close. There were a lot of things that were good and bad and up and down and had us sideways at times. But at the end of the day, Eric was constant. He and his team did a great job. They settled the calm, and we were able to find the house of our dreams. So appreciate Eric for that. So if you want someone who's going to walk you through that process, give Eric Haynes a call at 816-729-3785 or email esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
Very proud sponsor of Chiefs Who. Also, another proud sponsor we have is my wife, Emily Athan. If you're looking for flexible health coverage, the insurance industry right now is a little chaotic. Short-term plans are disappearing on September 1st, and there's a lot of new conditions in regards to healthcare, but we have an option for you. It's a private option. So if you're an individual, self-employed, a business owner, or part of a family, give Emily a call today at 913-215-9086. And she can discuss your current plan, evaluate it, or see if we can find something better for you. She's the best at what she does. Give her a call today at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
He loves Emily.
I've almost got her convinced to come on the show. I'm getting closer.
What you do for her birthday?
We just had a quiet day. Grandma took the little one, so we just just hung out at the house, ran a few errands, had a nice dinner, just calm stuff. Got to sleep in, which is the best part. So it's all good. So yes, the birthday is done, and appreciate all the sentiments on Facebook and the messages we got. Emily knows that the Chiefs fans really like her because she got a huge response when I posted it on my page. So all good, guys. Appreciate it. How was your weekend?
Very nice. Yes, very nice. Coach looks like he's a little out of it today. He kind of wore himself out from the show yesterday.
Yes.
If any of you checked in, if you haven't seen it, go to the YouTube page and look at yesterday's show.
Man,
I don't recall the title right now, but Coach looked like he had been imbibing a bit before. When he got his hands on the mic, he was saying some really out there stuff.
Really strong words came out of the coach's mouth, but hey, coach was so sincere. I was so sincere, man. We need guys. We need guys to coming out there gonna put the best foot forward. All right, now I like JuJu though. JuJu, even though JuJu been banged up,
we'll get there. Hold on.
All right, you're right. Let me calm down.
Don't jump the horse. Don't jump the horse, because then we got to hear all your Tony stuff and everything else.
You're right.
Had to wake up the coach. There,
You did, Lou.
Got his wake up call. Let's go.
Don't spoil the center of the show just yet.
I ain't gonna do it.
All right.
We
got to give first though. We got to give props to Highway and Sam too. They we're burying the lead there. These are the next superstars of the internet.
Yeah, it was great having them on the show yesterday. you know me, up there at the Chiefs Stadium, and you know, security had to about to come and remove Coach Drake because he was being a shell of himself. You know, talking really reckless about the fading sign in the back here. Yeah, we know.
Really? Was it fading? Was it? Maybe it was the sun. Maybe it was the glare from the sun.
How do you get tossed from a parking lot? Man, what do you have to do?
Listen,
ask him. When he was
Coach Andre Tillman can do that.
Hey, man, listen. I was trying to point out the obvious. Instead of relocating, they should go ahead and redo the stadium. You know what I'm saying? Just redo the stadium, guys. Yeah, keep the aura right there.
You're probably going to get your wish, but we can talk about that today or later.
I bet. You're right. You're right.
So with that said, we got a little what? Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Jon Skillet said the man is back where he belongs. He said, look, see, he's pointing down at the ground. He said he's back where he belongs. JuJu Smith-Schuster is back in the building. Going to be wearing the number 9. So that seems like the guy with the face the lady loves and the good nice accents. Days are numbered in Kansas City. So what do you guys have to say about it?
I wouldn't say Louis Sammett's days are numbered. I think he'll definitely be on the practice squad. I don't think he'll go to another organization. I think he'll stay in Kansas City. But, you know, obviously the big news is, you know, JuJu Smith-Schuster came out about 8 o'clock this morning. He apparently was in town over the weekend, passed his physical. He signed what I'm told, a 1-year deal, which is the NFL minimum, which means the Patriots are on the hook for the balance of his contract. He did sign, you know, a 3-year, $33 million deal with $18 million in guarantees. He got his guarantees. He didn't play much last year. He regretted leaving Kansas City. This was probably the only place he was going to go because he wants to be reunited with Patrick Mahomes. And I'm sure that Patrick Mahomes saw the news that he was cut 10 days ago and went to Brett Veach and said, "Can you bring my boy back, please? I want to have another receiver. I want to have even more guys at my disposal." So not a shocking move. We talked about this on the show, a week and a half or so ago, that we thought this was a good possibility. You know, I know that Kareem was out there, you know, championing the bit. As Ken said, Kareem had been calling for JuJu to return. They finally listened to you. So we're just really happy that I'm great. I think it's great that he's back. I think it opens up a big discussion on the roster. So for me, I give it an A move. JuJu back home. And I don't care I don't care if he has 50 catches for 600 yards and 4 or 5 touchdowns. That's good enough for me. So this is a good move. Add to his strength. And now the Chiefs have some serious roster questions at the wide receiver position.
Just so glad for Mango. Well, Kareem too, I guess.
Mango loves him too.
I don't know about Kareem so much, but for Mango, there's some extra juice today. It's as coach would say, even sweeter than before. But when Nick says we, if you all recall, when we did have the conversation, I was really not for this signing, and it's nothing against JuJu. I still don't get what his role is.
Either. You weren't for Worthy.
What his role?
Hold on, let him talk.
No, I said I would rather.
Nobody talk. Nah, we going for that. You went for Worthy. You went for JuJu. Okay. You know. Very
good. Yeah, just go on with the narrative. Let him speak. All right, go ahead. I liked A.D. Mitchell over Xavier Worthy.
Okay.
It wasn't anything against Xavier Worthy, and it's the same thing here. It's nothing against JuJu. It's just now it kind of what I thought the plan was for the wide receiver room is a little bit different now, because now all bets are off.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he's coming in we're not going to put numbers on these guys, but I think you can put numbers on them. I mean, at best, JuJu is wide receiver 4. So now what does this mean for now? All of a sudden, Justin Watson is in play now, or out of it, or maybe he drops down to the 5th receiver. That's going to be an interesting piece. You know, Tony probably gone. Sky again. This is going to be a wild day when those 53 come out, everybody's eyes are going to the wide receiver cuts to see who's who and what's what. I hope he does work out. They must have a plan for him. I don't think they would just make this signing just to make it. So hopefully it works out. I just don't see if Worthy is that guy, if Hollywood is that guy, Rasheed we know is that guy. It's just carving out enough hits. You say 50 catches. Is he going to get enough snaps to get 50 catches?
Wait, hold on. Lou said a lot of ifs now. He said if he is that guy, but one guy you said was Rice. Now you do believe Rice is that guy, right? Now to me, I believe Juju got the spunk. Juju got it, man. Juju got all that. Like, I'm not worried about Juju. Now, Worthy is small. Like, he's small framed and whatnot. No, did he's small? No, listen though, he's small framed. We don't know what that man to bring to the table, but we know what Rice can bring to the table. We know what Juju can bring to the table, and also Hollywood Brown, if when healthy. At his healthiest, he's a good route runner. But Juju is a big body guy, guys that Mahomes can trust. Can we all agree with that?
That's it. And you add Justin Watson to that 4.
Right.
And Watson's status is, iffy at this point, I would say. But those are 4 veteran guys that know this offense, know what to do. Absolutely. And if Worthy needs more time to develop, if Nico makes the team, if they want to sporadically, if they want to keep Moore, they want to keep Tony, then they have moments in the game in which they can use their skill set without them having the pressure to be number 1. And so obviously pretty excited here that Juju put this on his
Is this an old one, Hense, or is this a new one?
That's the old one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still pretty good. It works.
Yeah, it's still him. Yeah, still number 9. All right.
Yeah, again, this is a no-hurt signing other than the fact that Remigio, Ross, Hardman, Watson, Sky Moore are going to be, at practice today with the cuts coming tomorrow. And it's going to be like, well, what does this mean for me? I'm sure they have a pretty good inkling already, but listen, I've always said this and I firmly believe this. You add a strength to a strength. The Chiefs wide receiver room is better today than it was this morning when we woke up. And that's all that matters.
I definitely agree with you 100% because now you got 4 guys that you can trust and you can mix and match. You know what I'm saying? You got Hollywood, Hollywood, Worthy, Rice, now Juju adds to the mix. To me, I feel like that's a complete roster right there. Yeah, that's complete. Like there's nothing else you need for real. And then we know about Ramingo and Ross, about some other guys. And you can still put them inside the around the red zone, especially with Ross inside the red zone. But right now, these 4 guys right now, I'm sold and I'm fine with that.
Now it's 5, 6. It's who's 5, who's 6, who's maybe 7. I don't think they're going to keep 7. I think they're going to keep 6.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree, but
we'll see.
Right, but on big third down, guys, Juju is him. On big third down, guys, you can trust Juju. You can trust Juju. I'm definitely with
that. And I'm with it too, man. He's back, but he's gonna be he's gonna be used as a. I remember I said we was going down the thing. You need more big bodies receivers, and we stuck to what the plan that we thought it was gonna be. Nico's small. Tony's very small. Hardman is not that big. Worthy, we know he's not that big. Only big receiver if they, with some potential that showed what he can do was Rice. Ross is the biggest receiver on the team, but he still haven't shown, what he can do.
He's not an everyday wide receiver.
Like Kareem said, he still ain't lined up right on the right side of the field or line up right. But, you bring back Juju. Yeah, he got some knee issues from dancing on TikTok and everything else. But, hey, the man's still going to come out here and play well. We feel like we can get him in here. He still put up 900-some yards with his team. And
He did.
One of the 2. But, yeah, bringing him in would not hurt this team at all. See him at practice today, wearing the number 9, he looks like he got a little more back, he got a little more back physical, as the baby said. The baby said
is that a recent picture?
Yeah, it's recent. He's in practice today.
Okay. All right. He looked like where Ross should be.
Yeah.
For real, like honestly, it looked like Ross should be. Ross my guy, man. But yeah, definitely.
Hey, I want to get a couple comments. John Harrison said he thinks the room will be Rice, Brown, Worthy, Watson, Juju, and Hardman. They want 7 and more. Or Remigio, Tony has to be gone or traded. Maybe Moore's traded as well. I think that I think Ruben put it best. He's just not done. I think there's definitely going to be some other moves. I think there's going to be some trades. I think that's how they're going to do this. But listen, this is, like I said, this is a good move. It was a predictable move. It made sense on so many categories. And if the Chiefs honestly felt that they could completely trust Tony or Sky Moore or Remigio in this offense, they wouldn't have brought Juju in. And that's what it's all about. So, hey, we got a new one. I like this one. Julia Gulia. I love it. What are we going to do about the pass rush? Other than Jones and Karlaftis? Yeah, I think that's definitely something they're probably going to address as well. But you listen, Andy Reid, Brett Veach, and Clark Hunt and Patrick Mahomes want this three-peat more than anything, and they're going to do whatever it takes.
Right.
And they've had a terrific offseason. They have made virtually no mistakes. They've gotten guys at their price. They've also paid handsomely for and
I was bringing in
and the good news is Hollywood Brown was at practice today. He didn't participate, but at least he was out there for the first time since the injury.
Right.
So that must mean that he's probably healed up enough to where he can at least be with the guys again. So that's a really good sign, and he's going to be key.
He could talk to Juju about some old Steelers Ravens nonsense.
Yeah.
Hey, good one.
Let's see if that's all been healed.
He does not like. He does not like that team. That's for sure. So he's going to get his revenge. He's going to be on the field.
May not either, right?
But you know what's crazy, man? When Juju been part of this offense now, it changed the whole dynamic of the Chiefs. Now, I mean, you bring Juju back now. You got a big body guy. You got speed. Right. The tight ends are sold up. Offense line playing style and still. With this offense, it's crazy.
My thought was when you all talk about Juju, we all saw Rashee Rice grow into that role.
Yeah, he did,
and actually put a little bit more flavor on it because of the speed factor, a little more speed factor to it. So that's my only apprehension with what is his role going to be. And I know they can use him in different packages and so forth, but again, at this age, if he's good with that, then obviously he is, and I'm sure they discussed the role with him beforehand. I just don't see him getting a ton of snaps every game.
Well, I think here's how this is how I would use him. You don't want to mess up what you got in Rice, and you don't want to be in a situation to where you want him to grow and be better than he was, and he generally was lining up in the slot. Now, if you put Juju on the other side of the field in the other slot, and then you got Worthy and you got Hollywood Brown on the outside, I mean, that's tough. Not a lot of secondaries are going to be able to shut those guys down if, the offensive line can give Patrick Mahomes time and he can go through his progressions. But, I think that's how you use him. I don't think you mess with Rice at all. I think you sit there and you go, okay, this is what we have. We know what he can do. We're not going to mess him up. And so I think that allows them to just really, really spread the field out, expand this offense. And then you're just throwing in Pacheco. Oh, yeah. And a guy by the name of Travis Kelce. That's 6 offensive threats that on any given snap can get the ball and make plays.
You haven't mentioned Wiley either. So,
Yeah, we haven't talked about Wiley.
I'm just excited to see what the plan is for all these guys. Because, again, I mean, you can have like 10 really good receivers, but only 4 of them more than likely are going to play a lot. So it's just going to be interesting to see how they're deployed, who's where. I get it, in terms of perhaps the locker room, perhaps the familiarity with the team and all that. It's just, I would think he would want a bigger role on a team, but if he's good with it, then we'll see. Or maybe his thought is, I will, just through my play and everything that I do, I'll continually kind of creep up that depth chart and take over the rookie spot. Who knows? We'll see. But I think they're all going to play and they're all going to get their shots on goal. But, again, the main guys you got to worry about in this offense are going to be Rasheed, Hollywood, and Travis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think one thing they could do is they could put Worthy in the backfield.
That's true. That's true.
They could use him as a decoy.
Stop Nick.
That could be that.
No,
could
listen,
be a little
that
too,
motion. No, put him in motion.
No.
Hey, put Worthy, put him in motion though.
In motion.
You want to get him. You want to get him.
Go behind.
You want to get him killed.
Don't say put him in the backfield.
I'm not talking about a running back, guys.
We talking about doing motion. Put him in motion. Put him in motion, man.
Backfield, sir.
I'm challenged. I'm challenged mentally, but I'm not that stupid. I'm saying to
when you say put him in the backfield, that's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like,
bro. Listen,
right,
guys.
Everybody, stop. Hold on.
Listen, guys. Go
Hold
ahead.
on.
Go ahead, Nick.
What?
Hold on, Nick.
I am not saying he is going to be a running back.
Right.
I'm talking about lining him up in certain situations or putting him in motion and he ends up in the backfield.
If you're playing if you're playing 5 wide, you start him behind the center and then he can go either direction and kind of keep the defense off.
So that's what Nick was trying to discuss and bring to the table.
Come on.
Lou and Bo. Dang.
Well, then say I'm thinking in a 4-receiver set, we motion him out of the backfield. When you lead with let's put him in the backfield, that kind of says he's going to be a running back.
Okay, it does. It does say that.
Whatever.
But looking at means now looking at it now, since JuJu on the team and whose spot is in danger now? Is
all
it
of them?
I
think all of them, Hense. Everything is in play now.
Is he coming like in this picture? Is he coming for this man's spot? I don't know. You tell me. Even though, I feel like Nicole Hartman should still be on this team, but it's kind of getting tight around there. But the man, as JuJu, he looking like one of them guys from me.
Look off of Demolition Man. Hey, what's the what was Wesley Snipes' name off Demolition Man? What was the name of Demolition Man, man?
Stop.
Somebody in the comments will know.
Somebody in the comments will know.
Tell me, who was that guy?
John Harrison, you're on it, man.
Let's get it.
What was Wesley Snipes and Demolition Man?
Yeah, that's the question the other day.
I knew soon I put that picture out there. Man gonna see me that picture. I said,
he about to, it's coming.
He said, "Here comes Drake." But again, is he coming for this? Nicole Hartman.
There you go.
Simon Phoenix. He do. I'm gonna call him Simon Phoenix now. Number 9, Simon Phoenix.
Okay, whatever that says.
Good.
But again, we got
Simon.
A lot of people hearing that it could be a surprise cut. This could be number 84 Watson. You know what I mean? Because if I feel like they probably carry 8 receivers.
What up, Anita?
No, they're not going to carry 8 receivers. There's no way.
Looking at this new kickoff, because now you don't really need people on special teams like that for real, right? Because they're not running that far down. You don't need the fastest guy to get down there to,
well, they are using a lot more speedy and slender guy. You're not seeing linemen because of the fact that it is wide open. So
that's why I'm saying they probably keep more receivers than
I don't know about receivers. I think everything's open at this point. For them making this move, I think signals a lot of other things to the rest of those guys, and it's just. I think any one of them can go. I don't know. And to me, if any one of them go, any one of those, the ones that we keep talking about goes, it could be looked at as a bit of a surprise. The only one that would be Kadarius because he's basically struggled again this summer. So.
Well, I think this is the question that came up.
If Watson goes, that's a shocker.
It's a shocker.
Yeah, if Watson goes,
I said that in the spring just to be like controversial. I mean, but if he does go, it's going to surprise me.
It will surprise. Now, John Harrison, this was a topic that came up. As soon as JuJu was signed, do you think the JuJu signing happened because they got wind that Rice might get suspended sometime in the near future? Here's what
could be on the table too.
Here's what I know. Generally speaking, the league will notify teams of any player suspension prior to the cutdown day. There were 2 or 3 guys, I think Friday and Saturday, that were suspended. It's my understanding at this point that because there has been no court proceedings, and there may not be until after the season, that it's quite possible that once that's litigated in the spring or summer of next year, even if unless there's a plea agreement prior to the end of the year, it's my understanding that he probably will not be suspended this season, but they will anticipate a suspension next year, and they should have plenty of time at that point to find out when and for how long. So I think it's a great question, John. And I think there could be some potential validity to it. The only wild card is if the league says there's enough here to provide a suspension. Now, there was a suspension of another player who kind of had a similar thing. Maybe I think it was 5 or 6. I'm sorry, I don't remember the guy's name, but I do know his circumstances were different because he admitted guilt and ultimately they settled and the charges were dropped. Yeah. That has not happened in the Rice situation. So there is no resolution. And I don't think until there is resolution similar to what happened with Tyreek Hill that the league is going to do this with the Chiefs in particular. But I think they would give him enough notice. You would hope they would do the right thing and give them notice prior to cutdown day that this is going to happen because they are in constant contact with the league.
Imagine that Thursday night being NBC on the telecast, having every time Rashid makes a play or something, kind of explaining again why he's on the field or how it's come that he's on the field. It's just
they'll beat it to death. Collinsworth will beat it to death.
You would just think they would have made some sort of decision one way or the other. Yeah. I mean, the courts, if they're the courts don't have any urgency to do this, to do the NFL a solid. So the NFL, you would think, would have done something, but if they're not going to, and they're okay with the kind of that publicity on their opening night, then here we go. Number 4 plays.
But Juju is back in the building. Patrick Mahomes is happy. Patrick Mahomes probably banged the drum for this guy to get him. Now, you got, again, this is a good, it's not a bad problem to have. It's a good problem to have, because we had the guys on the field last year, like Jesus Christ,
And who was that, sir? And, now, don't sugarcoat it. Lou was saying, don't sugarcoat it. Give some names. Who was it? Who was it?
MVS.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
That's who it was.
That's what I'm saying.
That's who it was. He was out there dropping deep balls, everything.
He was dropping deep balls, yes.
I bet he was.
See, even John's sticking up for me. Look, Nick said about Worthy in the backfield.
Yes, Nick, you was right.
They lined up in the backfield, sent him in motion.
Right. Okay, John, to your point, that makes excellent sense. But
Nick
10 was a running back for most of his life and is a little bit thicker. And there's a threat they might hand it to him.
No, did
he? If they bring Worthy in and they know it's going to be a pass, that kind of tips your hand. But
Tyreek Hill, they have a bigger mass on his body.
I'm bearing the lead again here. Virginia Hernandez is coming in hot.
Coming in hot. You had hands and no knees.
Virginia doesn't care.
Damn, hands and no knees. Come on, man. So half the Chiefs roster got no knees. Dang.
This will be fun. This will be fun to see. Travis and Juju dancing together. That'll be fun to see.
Yes.
So
he did pass his physical both on the knee and the ankle. So we're good.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in, Virginia. I hope you stick around and we
please
don't
subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hey, one more note, one more item of business. One more item of business for all the new people are on here. We had some issues with Twitter. So if you had tagged Chiefs Blitz, our Twitter page in the past, please do so again. Just double check that you're still somebody who is part of that Twitter account. There were some issues. We got it worked out, but we lost some followers. So just hit the Chiefs Blitz Twitter page. in particular. And please,
make
get
sure
back
you're
to
still
getting the great
following
news.
and
follow the gang, guys. Follow the gang.
Certainly subscribe on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Certainly, man. But back to Bo. Bill talking about be quiet, man. This is facts, man.
Be quiet.
You pass your physical. Listen, guys.
Tell you, sir.
A healthy Chiefs receiving core is the best. Okay, what I mean.
Go ahead.
Because Tony knees is busted. All right, JuJu knees was busted. All right, so what I'm saying is this, but healthy, they can't produce. So except for Tony, but JuJu's different. JuJu can catch. I give JuJu that credit.
Like I said, that's why I feel like they're gonna keep more receivers because you got JuJu coming in. I don't see them. If somebody gonna have to go, it's gonna be. I hate to say it, but I like the guy, I like the kid, but it's gonna be Tony, man. And I feel like Sky Moore is gonna make the team, man. I feel like if it has to be, if it's Sky Moore, they're not gonna give up on Sky Moore. I don't feel like the more receivers, the better. The more people can catch is better, right? Because
you don't have to give up on somebody. It's just lesser of two evils at this point.
So I don't think they're gonna carry that many offensive linemen like people think they are. They're not going to carry that many offensive linemen. They're not going to bring them.
I don't think a couple of their offensive linemen are on the roster yet. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
Well, I was posting all weekend that the Chicago Bears might have an overflow in their backfield.
Yep.
And if the Chiefs aren't comfortable with Clyde Edwards-Helaire being part of that running back rotation, that a guy like Roschon Johnson or Khalil Herbert might be available. And we've seen Ryan Poles has been wheeling and dealing all through the summer. They made a couple of deals just the other day for different positions. I think they traded for an interior defensive lineman just yesterday or Saturday. So he's not done either. And obviously he and Veach worked together for several years. That relationship is there. So if they are going to cut one of those guys and they can get something for him beforehand, might not be a bad way to look.
But like what if you didn't see yesterday, like what Sam said, man, he said, hey, he said Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he said he's been here, you know what I mean, but we haven't. He said Steele came in and put up more than 3 preseasons games than CDH did. He said he ain't showing no numbers. He said he ain't putting up.
It's about the numbers.
Is that the numbers?
The numbers speaks, man.
The numbers speak. So
you guys like take an analytics class or something? I mean, it just.
Hey man, listen.
It's the numbers.
You gotta put some ump on it though.
You guys you're too in sync today. It's scaring me.
Hey, you got to put some ump on it, man. Now the man was talking about numbers. That's what, and we're about numbers, all right?
All due respect to Carson, and I love everything he's doing, and he's probably running back too right now. That man
beats up alligators, man.
Again, it was in preseason.
Hey, again, let me address this. Listen,
Luke,
preseason. Oh, go ahead, Bo. Go ahead.
I'm not privy to the practices and everything else because I'm sure there's a big percentage of who they keep based on what they were doing in all the workouts and all the training camp practices. And then what they do in the game is like icing on the top. And he did that. So I'm not saying it's whether he makes the team or not, but you're saying, well, stats, and he's produced and he hasn't. Well, one has played in real NFL games and one hasn't. So you can't put it all on that.
Man, still walked out there with his chest out, chin up, man, and got busy. That man's ready to rock.
He's great, absolutely.
Hey, that man look ready to rock. But I don't know about Buddy. You see, here's the thing. Hey, this is the league. You know what? What's that saying? Janet Jackson say? What's that saying, guys? Back in the 80s, what have you did for me lately? Right. Look at Steele. Look what Steele's doing, man. Steele got everybody's attention.
If you listen to the play-by-play call by Mitch Holston and and Brett Veach himself on radio that day when he was running the ball, Brett Veach said, like, this is what you need to do to make the team. And this kid right here is making it hard for us.
I'm not saying whether he makes the team or not. I'm just saying that give him a chance to do it in some real games. That's what if you are looking for a running back 2 or 3. I think that's a good place because they have a few extra.
Okay.
And if Clyde ain't it, then you got to get somebody.
I got a question for Lou. I got a question for Lou.
Go ahead, Bo.
So Lou, Tony, you want Tony to make the team. So if you had to choose to put CDH on IR and put Tony in that backfield, and just a spirit with him. Just a spirit, because he can run with the ball, he can juke people. Do you think he'll be a better running back than CDH?
I've never seen him, being a pass protector. I would have to see that before I can say for sure.
No, go back and watch.
If
he did block on that, put up he did free Carson Steele on
you
that
don't sound confident, Bo. He's gonna bust some knees.
No, he can block. He can block.
Blocking downfield is different than holding up in pass protection. You're blocking, DBs versus like the baddest humans on the planet.
That's body sacrifice.
Listen. He's not blocking Myles Garrett. He's not blocking Myles Garrett.
So I don't know that. I've never seen him in that position. Does he even want to do that? Does he have the heart to do that? I don't know. That's a lot of question marks. So
good point.
By them bringing in JuJu, it kind of tells me that that's kind of that ship may have sailed. As far as KT is concerned, I brought it up as, hey, you keep him in as a running back. Again, if you've seen him like during those drills, if they felt like, hey, he was holding up in pass pro, and then that's kind of a sneaky way to get 2 roster spots with one guy.
Exactly. And that's something that they're going to have to look at. I mean, that makes a lot of sense because, this is a really good deep team. And, there's going to have to be guys that can do multiple roles, I think.
Yeah, this is as they say, the young kids say, this is rich people problems. We've got kind of an overflow, in different places, and then there's some deficiencies. So, some of these younger offensive linemen that are going to need some developing. I don't know. Maybe you can't keep them on the 53. And to Nick's point, maybe those backup veteran guys are going to be on the waiver wire in the next couple of days, or maybe there is a trade in the works for somebody that can be just kind of an all around backup, be like a Nick Allegretti. Right. So, it is for a Super Bowl winning team twice over back to back. Cut down day is going to be amazing because there are a lot of question marks in the receiver room.
Yes, it
is. The offense, the backup offensive linemen.
A lot of talent.
We got some live footage from Patrick Mahomes.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody, stay calm.
What the hell? That's what we doing.
Oh my God. Okay,
that's what we doing. That's what we doing, man.
Who was the second guy? What was that from?
Man, listen.
I don't know. I gotta ask Mango.
Was that Psycho? Was that American Psycho? Something like that on Showtime?
I don't know. Let's see it again.
Was that Christian Bale? Was that Batman?
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
No. That's Hugh Grant.
Oh wow!
Name the movie.
No idea.
Come on, there it is.
Hugh Grant in Love Actually. He was kicking it though. I ain't gonna lie. He was getting it. I said, man.
Okay, Nick, Mr. Rom-Com here. No, I've never seen that. Come on.
Mr. Rom-Com.
Well, leave it to Mango to throw a Brit dancing up there. Come on, Patrick would be better than that. Get some country line dancer out there.
Country line dancer.
Hey, Patrick Mahomes is happy right now. He can't. Now, one thing that I can say about Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and Brett Veach, Patrick Mahomes can never say that they did not surround him. Well, the last year.
Well, he could say that last year, but you're right, not anymore.
Well, not anymore. He can't say they didn't surround him with weapons. You know what I mean? So now, getting ready for this September match with the Baltimore Ravens, man. Like now you got more to prepare for. You got 2 Travis. That's what I'm calling it, right? Like Lou said it last time. At this point, JuJu Smith-Schuster is a tight end, right? He's not that, he's not that, receiver we known to love.
He's not that typical receiver. He's the guy. He's the move the chain guy.
He's a move the chain guy. And now you have that where, man, it's gonna be a scary matchup.
It's something special with Kansas City right now because they bring all the pieces. Yes.
Worthy, Rice, Travis Kelce. We even mentioned Wiley, and JuJu Smith.
Well, we don't mention Wiley because we know you're going to mention him at least 10 times.
You know it was coming, Lou. You know it was coming, Lou.
It's coming.
You know it was coming.
Kathy Welch has an interesting question. Does Irv Smith make it?
That's
you would have thought that he was a lock.
That was Nick. That's Nick's
as
boy.
a fourth tight end. Does JuJu become that kind of tight end kind of guy that takes that spot?
Go ahead, Nick.
It's possible it could turn it into 7. That could maybe be 7 wide receivers and 3 tight ends. But I think they really like him. He's also a good blocker. He's got a lot of potential. And if there's an injury, he's a guy you want on your football team because he started in the NFL before.
Yeah.
I
don't think it's more. It's just a numbers thing. I think
you're right.
The question goes is that it's a numbers thing for the entire roster because again, I think offensive line is going to tell us a lot is how many they keep. I mean, typically the number is 10.
Yeah, they don't have 10 right now. They don't have 10 to keep.
Well, but they could.
No. I'm talking about they don't have 10
guys. 10 guys that can play.
They can fill the 10.
They basically have maybe 6. I think maybe Norzad isn't quite ready yet. Wanye perhaps in a backup role, but outside of that, they probably like the talent and the potential of some of these guys. But in a pinch, somebody goes down. Who are you comfortable with throwing in there and hopefully maintain that level of play?
But here's some news from practice today. Wide receiver Holly Brown's shoulder, Josh Williams' hamstring were both out. Interesting note here. Running back Luis Reese-Zama left early with a back injury. Tight end Irv Smith and Trey Smith both left practice early. Now, the Reese-Zama thing's interesting. If they want to keep him, and now he's suddenly got a back issue, he'd probably go on IR for the whole year. And it would be good for him to be around the team for a year and to see what he can do next year. So there's probably one of your roster questions right here with Luis Salmon. If he's got a back injury, I don't care how big or minor it is, this gives him an extra year to stay in Kansas City. So that might be something to look at.
The only question for Mango once JuJu re-signed is, okay, does Nico make the team? And Mango's head, the Mango just implodes, just boom.
Swivel. Well,
it's the scenario he's been living for. I hope for your sake he does. I don't know. With making this move just makes it even more up in the air for all the other guys.
Can he find a way to the practice squad? That's the question. If the Chiefs think there's a path that he can go to the practice squad and he's not put on a 53-man roster. Now, there are some teams in the NFL who are deprived of wide receiver. And the first place they're going to look is the Chiefs guys. Now, the good news and I verified this morning, the good news for Nico is Dave Todd wants him to be the kick return man. And he is basically doing everything he can to say, Andy, I don't care who else you give me, but give me this guy. And I think he has a better chance to make the roster now than with the addition of JuJu, because then the Chiefs can slow his entry into the NFL and still use him on special teams and get out there and maybe be that 5th wide receiver. And I think Sky Moore is the other guy. I think Sky's going to make the team. So it's going to be a very difficult decision, but I think Mango, I think you're going to be okay. I think he's going to make the 53. And
you gotta wait a few days after that, because that's when, if you're like number 52 and 53, you're still in flux, because it's going to take time to go through those 1,100 or 1,200
you can
waivers.
Be realistic, guys. I feel like he probably ain't going to make the team. You know what I mean?
Who ain't gonna make the team, sir?
Nico, he probably be realistic. You know what I mean? Because they signed in.
No, he didn't say Nico. No, he didn't say Nico.
I'm just saying, like being realistic, that he probably won't make the team, man. Because you got, let's be real, guys. Let's be real. Come on, be honest.
So who back in the team besides Nico then?
No, you got Worthy in front. You got Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood. Little Teddy Pendergrass there.
You got Rice.
You got what I need.
You got JuJu, and you got old man. Mr. You got the Travis Kelce. You got all these guys that's right in front of this guy. So and
you
Nico
five.
Harmon,
You just named 5 receivers.
Nico Harmon. Nico Harmon got the experience. And
who needs him?
Sky Moore, they spent the high draft round pick on him, and you know what I mean. So it's going to be tough.
Well, if they look at it in a way where guys that can do multiple things, then you got the decision.
Thank you, Mango. I appreciate it, Mango.
Comes down to Nico, Sky, and McCole.
Nico, Sky, and McCole.
Yeah. So you'd have to kind of figure out between
I like the kid. I'm like
among
the kid. I'm
those
just
three.
realistic.
Which way do you want to go?
Yeah, I know we support the kid, but hey.
What you mean, but hey, that man been producing all camp.
Andy Reid is gonna if they want brought back if you to be honest, Ben, like if he all this all camp, why would they bring back JuJu? Why would they bring somebody that fight you in the wide same position?
And he didn't he really didn't play much, game 2 and 3 at wide receiver.
So your main target is Nico. Out of everybody, out of all the receivers about to go, you put Nico on the spot.
We keep bringing them up. So I'm saying Nico, Tony. I'm saying what y'all wanted to say.
Yeah, Tony's gone.
Tony, but this is another threat, right? That actually put up 900 some yards for them before he left.
He did.
So now we're looking at somebody that didn't get that many reps in the 4th preseason game, and we can blame it on the quarterback position. We can blame it on this and this and that, but we got to be realistic, guys. Andy Reid is looking at this and saying, "I'm trying to win a 3rd ring, but not popularity." You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to win. I'm trying to be that coach that set a milestone.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell. What you mean, man?
Well, I think just based on our conversation and everybody else's that's having the same conversation, you can make a case for just about any one of those guys at the end of the wide receiver group.
At the end of the room, yes.
Because you got 3 guys that can do multiple things. So who do you like better as the return guy? And if Todd is out there, he's been with Andy, I don't know how many years. I mean, he did have his stint in Chicago, but I think it goes all the way back to UTEP at some point. Yeah. So this is forever. So if he really wants this kid, and Andy says, well, they're kind of even in terms of the receiving part, but we think Nico's the best returner,
he'll make the team.
Then that'll be him.
Yeah,
but
that's the end of it.
Again, it's all speculation at this point. But again, you can see a path for any one of these guys, maybe except for Kadarius, because he basically cut himself. But here we are.
Yeah. But again,
wait. Do you agree that Nico is a better returner than Nico? Nico is a better returner.
Sky Moore.
Nico is a better returner than Nico.
In my opinion, McCole is always, if he gets the ball in his hands, he can be electric. But what makes me nervous is in big game. You asked the question. I'm trying to get the answer.
My bad.
So where I'm nervous is him in a big game fielding a punt. Because I've seen it way too many times where he loses concentration or he gets so anxious to get upfield that he forgets the ball sometimes, and it's dangerous. You got to have somebody that at very least can secure the ball, then take off.
Absolutely.
So if Taub is actually saying this and he's that hell bent on the guy, he must believe that he's better than anybody else that they've had out there, and they've tried everyone. Hell, you haven't seen X back there. He could certainly bring him back.
He's the best one on here.
Hollywood's been a punt returner.
Yeah, Hollywood could do it too.
Now you don't want your starting receivers doing it on a regular basis, but in a potential situation like when they throw Tyreek back there,
Yeah.
Hell, let's get the ball in our best players' hands as much as possible. Hey, let's do
that's
it.
what I'm saying.
Good.
So let me go on and answer. So this is what to answer your question, Dre. It's going to come down between him and Sky Moore. And at this point, Sky Moore, if you go back and watch the preseason game, Sky Moore, he's been looking a little better. And he's been looking a little better in camp as well, man. As I've been up there personally. And I've seen, this guy actually been, playing a little better. So if it had to come down, if Andy Reid looking at Dave Tobe and said, hey, give me Nico or give me this person, that person, he's not going to let Sky Moore walk
let me piggyback off what you just said. Go ahead.
Sky Moore, when he never returned punts, maybe last year, right?
Right.
So he never did it. And so now he got better at it. And he looked it good. He almost took some to the house this past preseason game. So
I'm gonna say this.
Choose the two, it's going to be Sky Moore.
Let me say this real quick. Now, I get that he just started playing consistency. Nico just got hurt. And we know he's a dog. He did this in college. Nico did this stuff in college, man. So he has great experience in doing this. The man has grit. Nico just got banged up last year. So it was never a question about his consistency or his work ethic. Now we see it on full display. We didn't see this man battle the Chiefs' #1 corner and got busy with him.
Right.
We didn't see this man battle.
Everybody, like Lou said, we talking about practice. Everybody gets busy in practice
because these two got to get busy.
Let me settle the point.
Come on, man.
Let me settle the point
before you say that,
Nico.
Go ahead.
All right. In the preseason, in game action,
right,
the Kansas City Chiefs led the league in kickoff return yardage over 30 yards.
Right.
How many people did they use back there? 6, 7?
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. And a lot of backups. And, John Harrison makes a really good point. People going back to Hardman, people, dislike Hardman. He caught a 52-yard pass, the game-winning touchdown. He's not a 2, but as a 5 or a 6, that's fine. And he's the most experienced return man Todd has. He likes Remigio, but he's going to like, Hardman too. And that's a fact because when he came back to the team last year, he put him right back in. So I think that you're going to have to listen. Dave Todd generally gets a couple of guys that he really, really wants. And that's always been the case in Kansas City, sometimes to the detriment of the roster. But in the case of Remigio, I don't think it's a detriment because he can do other things. He just needs more game action, more NFL time. Right. If he's number 6 on the depth chart, or if they keep 7, better keep him than risk him going to another team. Because I personally don't think, because of his return abilities, that he isn't going to be on an active roster if the Chiefs cut him. So nervous times ahead. Maybe Mr. Remigio can give us a lead up, heads up. If he's hearing anything, that'd be great. But at this point, I would say he's got a much better chance of making the roster than he is to be cut.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I'm rooting for the kid, but I'm saying like this is, let's see what some of his teammates had to say about JuJu, man. Let's see. Go ahead and read what Drew Tranquil had to say.
Drew Tranquil says JuJu will be a key addition for us and help us. I mean, what's not to love about having JuJu back? So it's definitely a positive for the Chiefs.
Like there's nothing.
Oh, breaking news!
Could it have been any more generic?
Well, that's all right. He speaks with his plan of field.
This is going to change the market right here.
CeeDee Lamb has changed the receiver market. 4 years, $136 million extension with $100 million guaranteed.
It's still less than Justin Jefferson.
Jerry Jones is just idiot. You don't give a wide receiver that kind of money. Sorry. You don't do it. For a team that I mean, even though I've got him as a potential dark horse Super Bowl team, I don't think now you got to pay Dak. He's just putting himself in a corner with all that money, and the Cowboys have not won anything in a really long time. So
the question is, would you pay Dak though?
I would have traded him. I would have gotten 3 first-round picks for him from some team.
I wouldn't. Dak to me
I don't know. At his age, I don't think you're getting 3 ones.
I don't know.
I said him. I'll give him this Rubik cube for the Dak Prescott.
Yeah, the Bengals are a mess right now.
the market is what it is. CD got a commensurate deal. That's what he deserves. That's when you
got the general back there and Joe. Hey, no, we ain't worrying about no.
Hold on. And look at that. All this trouble around all these teams got to pay all these.
Here you go.
And Patrick Mahomes did it with nobody that was making barely minimum wage.
That's right.
In the NFL history. But now he got Worthy that's not on a major deal contract. Now he got Hollywood Brown that's on a
team-friendly deal.
Team-friendly deal. Then you got Rashid Rice still in his rookie deal. Now you got JuJu Smith-Schuster on a friendly deal. Come on, guys. The three-peat is near. So everybody else is gonna be, CeeDee Lamb is crippling their team. Jamar Chase is about to just close the Bengals cast, and
he's not gonna get that money from the Bengals. Not a chance. Not a chance in hell. No way.
You don't think so? Well, they can hold out another year on Chase because he's still,
Chase
he just came off of his third year, right?
He just returned to practice yesterday for the first time.
So I think what's going to happen is he probably just figured out, or his agent figured out, it just ain't happening this year. Right. We gotta play it out. Whatever he's on the books for like 4.8 million or something crazy like that.
Yeah, but not 100 million guaranteed.
But next year, then I think the ball does go in Cincinnati's court, and maybe they take the same tack that they did with T. Higgins and say, hey, you're under we pick up the 5th-year option, pay him 18 million, 20 million, whatever that is. And then the following year, either franchise tag or he moves on, and we just keep drafting wide receivers. I mean, there's a couple different ways to look at it. Some guys are going to get paid and some aren't. You would think.
Did they say MVS got released?
It looks like it. I don't
Damn.
know. I'm trying to find out.
That's funny.
So Chase,
You better say his name correctly.
He's coming back to the Chiefs. Then we got another coming back to the Chiefs.
No, that one's not happening.
You never know.
Damn, to hell with that. To hell with that.
If Patrick Mahomes want him back, then it is what it is.
Would you take him back? You take him back?
No. Here's Kathy's predictions: Hollywood, Rice, Worthy, Watson, JuJu, Sky, McCall. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a way to go.
Watson too. You put Watson up there.
Watson.
That's why I said I'll be.
What you saying, man?
Watson is the highest paid receiver in this room right now. Correct? Am I right? Watson.
No. Hollywood has a 1-year deal worth up to 12 million in incentives.
Okay.
I think Watson's like what, 4 or 5 million?
No, it's not even that. He signed a 2-year, I think $5 million deal, so he's like 2.5.
I thought it was a little bit more than that.
Tony, I think is.
I mean, it's not a lot. I mean, it's way under market. Yeah.
All right, you keep talking. I'll look it up.
But again, man, JuJu is back. He's back in the building. It's all that matters. We happy to see the kid here. He's happy to be here. He's out here, like you said, he's out here dancing. He's happy to be here in the Chiefs uniform. Hey,
Justin Watson is 1.8 million. That's it.
Damn.
Yeah, I understand that.
That's his cap number, right?
You know who's making more than him?
Who was that?
Let's see. Is it Tony making more? Tony's making 2.3.
Okay. Let's hear what JuJu had to say last time he was here.
All right.
To be honest, this offense is unbelievable. Coaching staff's unbelievable. If it was up to me, of course, why not? You get to play one of the best quarterbacks, in the game. So yeah, I would love to stay here. To be honest,
and he's back, baby. He's back. He's back where he belongs. He's back here in a Chiefs uniform. But like Andy Reid said to him last time, let's hear what he had to say about when he was at practice.
JuJu, fast, huh? Fast. You move faster on your TikTok tapes. JuJu, fast, huh?
He said you move faster on your TikTok tape. But again, so you got him back in the building.
Would you start JuJu on Madden?
Yeah.
On Madden?
Liar.
I'm a speed guy. So
right, liar. No, I'm just saying. This hypothetical. That's all.
But again, man. The Chiefs Kingdom is happy now. Everybody's happy to see JuJu back in the Chiefs uniform.
No way, Mango.
Hey, now you got Mango got his guy. I just want to know this answer from Mango, right? You got your favorite player back.
Hello.
The Chiefs uniform. Now what you gonna do with your, the one that you was rooting for? Now
bonus time.
You got your guy that got back. Now he probably came back and take your guy's job that you was rooting for, and how do you feel about that? Because I want Mango, I want Nico to make the team, but realistic, it's some heavy hitters in front of him with experience.
Let me address a couple of questions real quick. First from Anita, welcome, appreciate you. Why did he leave originally? Glad he's back. Thanks to the Patriots. I mean, he left because the Chiefs offered him a 1-year prove-it deal similar to the $9 million that he made during the Super Bowl run. He wanted a long-term deal. The Patriots at the last minute came in with a 3-year deal worth $33 million and $18 million signing bonus. So he basically took the guaranteed money. The Patriots are still on the hook for a salary for this year and the signing bonus, and the prorated portion will go against their cap in 2025, meaning the Patriots. So I think that's something that, that's why. There's another question. Harry, great point. We talked about, how cheap is the wide receiver room. So it's just classic. I mean, Brett Veach has got probably about $15 million invested in the wide receiver room total, if you're counting Hollywood Brown hitting all of his, hitting most of his incentives. Just remarkable. And again, guys, regardless of how anybody feels about JuJu or how it affects the roster, the Chiefs wide receiver room from a year ago from today, we were all saying, Sky Moore, it's his time. Kadarius Toney, he's going to be that number one. We got Justin Watson. And they have a nice rookie in Rashee Rice, and they still won a Super Bowl. And if you just look at the change in 12 months,
it doesn't matter. There's only one number one on this team, and there's inside the room, and there's Rashee Rice. And I'm the first one that never gave up on the kid, and he's still out here, and he's still the number one. Everybody else is still in rows. And
you questioned him earlier when he first got drafted. You questioned him, but you was dialed in. You was dialed in. Me personally,
follow behind.
Honestly, guys, personally, it wasn't a receiving core that did it for them. It was Travis Kelce. He was the answer to the whole run. It was Travis Kelce, guys. All right, Travis Kelce is the heartbeat of that offense. All right, we can talk about take Travis Kelce out. They don't win a championship. They don't win nothing. It's Travis Kelce. So Travis Kelce was the answer. Now they got better catches.
This is a much better offense, left to right, top to bottom, than the Chiefs have ever had. Now it's about executing it.
But again, man,
last year was a defensive team, ball control on offense, and it was just different. And that's ultimately how they ended up winning. They kind of realized this is how we have to play, and they were able to make that kind of heel turn, it seemed like, going into the playoffs, and then went on the road and just executed but now, like Patrick said, now it's about having a little bit more fun while we win. Again, it's rich people problems. I mean,
the Chiefs,
whatever we're talking about here, it's not like a dire need, or if they make one decision versus the other, it's going to impact the season. It's not. We're talking about the fifth, sixth, and seventh receivers like it's do or die.
That's right. Hey, do the Chiefs? Hey, is the pressure on the Kansas City Chiefs? Is the pressure on the Kansas City Chiefs to win the third one? Is it pressure on the Chiefs this year?
They're a champion. There's always gonna be pressure on them.
I'm talking about the 3P. I'm talking about the 3P. I ain't talking about. I know they're champions. The 3P is it pressure on them?
Pressure's always going to be there. I just appreciate the mindset that the team has going in. I don't think they look at it as a 3P. It's just the next one. And it happens to be 3 in a row.
They talked about it in camp. Talked about it in camp. It's out there. Everybody's going to talk about it every single week. It's never going to go away. But their mentality is what Lou said. It's one game. It's the Ravens. Let's deal with that. Then we'll deal with the Bengals. Then we'll deal with the Falcons, and so forth and so forth. So I think that if you look at it from that perspective, we as fans and everybody in the media, that's all they talk about. I mean, it was on, even last night in Football Night in America, they were talking about it. So Listen,
it's never happened before.
It'll never stop. They won't stop talking about it.
It's been 20 years since somebody's gone back to back. So of course it's the biggest story.
That's what I'm
in
saying.
the
That's what I'm
NFL.
saying. Can they do it? Can they three-peat?
Yes,
well, we're going to talk about that on Friday. But
but because of the makeup of the team, the coaching staff, and everything in place, absolutely, they're better suited for this than any other team. Not just because this is the third one, but just you look at the team and from the top to the bottom, it's kind of a well-oiled machine.
Like Sam said yesterday, man. Sam said that, you know what I mean? He said, like, just the toughest schedule that they gave, you know what I mean, any champion team that's coming off, you know what I mean? They ain't got that many rest days. They playing all these days straight. You know what I mean? Ain't no rest days for real. They got the early bye week. So that's why I'm saying I feel like they're going, since they got this tough schedule and early bye week, I feel like they're going to carry more receivers than we think, guys. I feel like, you know what I mean, because this is a contact sport. You know what I mean? People get banged up. As you can see, Hollywood Brown and Priest off the first play, he got hurt. Yeah. So you're going to have to start, you know, you're going to have to carry less linemen, less, you know, so maybe
the most important. But still the most important positions on the field is the line of scrimmage. So the most is going to be off OL, DL.
Yeah,
probably 10 on each side.
But most of those guys you can carry on a practice squad, right? Or some of these receivers,
you got to have backups.
Yeah, they don't have backups right now. They don't have backups at offensive line to cover a serious injury or two.
So what that means?
Because you can't just throw anybody into the offensive line.
You can't throw Kadarius Toney on the offensive line, Bo.
Right.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is this.
He's a blocker. He ain't blocking no DN.
Go back and watch both of those runs on Steel and see who blocks and freedom. Now
the downfield,
I'm
with you there, Hense.
We got a descending voice from Harvey Hubert. Hollywood's going to get hurt again, and so is JuJu. All right, Harvey.
Wow, Harvey.
Fair enough. We allow all voices here.
Let's talk about
the ones we don't agree with.
You Tyrese.
Hey, come on, let's deal with that one. Come on, let's deal with that one.
Come on,
we typically don't predict injuries. Harvey, hey, you can say whatever you want, but
that man came off the rip with it.
I don't know. I mean, that's not really a take or an opinion. Man. That just sounds like some real.
They say, Cruz said block him.
Everybody's entitled to their opinions. Clearly,
but hey, long as you're in there, hit the subscribe button.
Harvey, please subscribe.
Yes.
By all means, subscribe. By all means,
subscribe and tell us when your album is coming back. You know what I mean? When your album is coming out, you got Harvey Dent. But again, man, let's get into our sponsors before we
Batman.
All right, let's talk about our sponsors. Of course, part of the keys that drive the bus here at Four Guys in a Bar, the Chiefs Blitz podcast. First up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for someone who can help you navigate you through the waters of buying and selling a house in this market, this is somebody you have to have at your side. He and his team are amazing. They helped Emily and I get our house. It was a long process. I've detailed it very much. Eric will detail it more when he comes on the show next month and talks a little bit about why he's a Chiefs fan and also why he's so good at his job, helping people find the right solution when they're looking for to buy or sell a house. So give Eric Haynes a call today, 816-729-3785, or you can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who.
Yes, and our next sponsor is our newest and Eric, no offense, but my favorite. My wife, Emily Athan. If you're looking for a flexible health coverage, if you're looking to find someone who can help you decipher all the possible plans for health insurance coverage, whether you're in a marketplace, you're a private place, or you're in a group plan, there's a lot of fine print and nobody knows it better than Emily Athan. So if you're an individual, self-employed, a business owner, or part of a family, just give her a call today to get a free quote at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
Nikki loves.
There you go. Hey, Nikki loves Emily. See, Lou got that deep strategic voice.
You got to start. You got to throw that video in there.
Put some melody in it.
Those two little boys jumping on their beds.
Also, thanks for subscribing, Harvey. You know what I mean, with your album cover. But again, you know what I mean. He said a must watch. You know what I mean. Hey, when you come in here, hey, and you talk trash, hey, that's when I'm going to attack. But you know me, I thank you for you finding it funny.
Hey,
but again,
everybody's entitled to their opinions here.
Hey, you could talk negatively about players and whatever, but you just don't want to predict injuries. That's just not cool. I don't know.
But again, everybody's happy. Everybody's on board to have JuJu back, man. And hey, Patrick Mahomes is happy. The team is happy. Hey, we on a road to three-peat. And now we got this roster is going to be getting. We're going to be talking about. And now we got to change up some things, man. We need a new printout because JuJu is on there and he took somebody's spot. And I'm not saying who, but we will find out Tuesday who got spot we took when a roster cut down comes down.
We will be live during the roster cuts, probably coming out about 2:45 Central Time tomorrow, and we'll preview what we know at that point, and then we will go through the process once the announcement comes out, and we'll break down the roster.
Waiting in real time with bated breath. Please release it. Release it. Release the names.
Release the names. So with that said, guys, we'll be back. You know what I mean? So keep an eye out, like Nick said. Hey, and welcome back, JuJu, man. We happy to have you here.
Love you, brother. Appreciate you.
Thanks everybody for watching. Go and hit that subscribe button.
You know it.
Let's go, Harvey.